All right. I think it worked a little bit better than the first time, potentially. I'm just going to refresh that real quick. Yes, it worked. And I know it worked a lot quicker than last time because last time it took me about 2 minutes to figure out if I was actually live. But I know we're live. So, welcome to the first real episode of the Joemo Show. Now, this particular episode will be a weekly thing. I've been thinking about which day to do it on. I do think that doing it on Thursday would work best because you got the Thursday night NFL game, and then, the only thing that can happen from now until Monday is injuries, and I'm not sure about the injuries that will be going on, but whatever. Now, I'm going to clear the air here, and I know what some of you probably should be thinking. Why would I listen to this 20-year-old man tell me who's going to win in the NFL when this man-child has no football experience, no inside info? And what I would answer to those statements would be because you want to be a nice person and support me. So just know that I'm going to try my best. And the reason I will try my best is because you guys can potentially be involved in the whole process of this. So you see on the screen here, we have Joemo's record to the left. So I'm going to predict every single game in week 11, and from now until the Super Bowl, of my record. And if you guys want to do this, you can either probably commenting on my Instagram post for week 11. You guys can actually put in some forfeits that you would want me to do. And if enough of you guys do it, I will most likely put a poll on Twitter because that'll be the easiest way for me to make a poll. I don't really know how to make a poll. I don't think you can do it on Instagram. Let me know if you can because I think doing it on Instagram would be a lot easier. But if I can't, make sure that you follow the Twitter, which is just Joemo Show. And it has capital J and capital S. So I'll give you guys a few days to maybe comment on the Instagram. And obviously I'm not going to do something outrageous. Like I'm not going to get like a tattoo on my face. But I'll pick, I think you can have up to 4 things on the So I will look at the sorry. Colin says, prediction right for tonight's game, or are we going to have some problems? Now, this is a person that's a Patriots fan, but we'll get there. Hold your horses. But yeah, if you guys are involved in the show, you can determine what forfeit I will get. I don't even think I said what would have to happen if I had to take a forfeit. And it's if I get a below 500 record. Even 500 record or below. I'll make it even easier for you guys to make me do a forfeit. So if I say there's 40 games and I'm 2020 or worse, 2020, that was not a good number reference, but if I'm like that you guys can decide to forfeit for me. So I'm not going to give any ideas. I definitely have thoughts in my head of what you guys might come up with, but really if I get a positive record, I don't really get anything. I guess I get bragging rights against you guys. So yeah, that'll be a fun little start to this whole show. So now we will start looking at week 11 by first the people. Then you got the Broncos, who took a bad loss against the Eagles. I didn't really think that the Eagles were even had really a chance in that game after the Broncos Cowboys. I thought the Broncos were like they're back. But this is a pretty good bye week for the Broncos because, Teddy Bridgewater's been fighting injuries all year, so I mean, it's just a good week. And obviously the Rams. Now, of course, they get Odell. As a Browns fan, this might be me being a petty Browns fan, but Odell's very good. He's probably going to end up doing good as a Ram because that's what happens to Browns fans. But this bye week, other than last week, this is the best time for them to get a bye week after the injury. So now Odell can finally learn that offense. Obviously, the last game against the Niners, that was not Odell's fault. As a Browns fan, I'm going to say it was his fault, but the Brown side of me, I guess. But that game was not his fault. He didn't play very much. It's impossible, I assume, to learn an offense in 2 days or however long he had. So it wasn't his fault. So this bye week for them is very good. And now on to the games. We got Thursday night football tonight. We have the Patriots at the Falcons. Now, obviously, Patriots whooped the Browns last week. It's a very sad moment. And the Falcons got whooped by the Cowboys. That was an ugly game. And for people that live around me, you had the Patriots and Browns game on CBS and then the Cowboys-Falcons game on Fox. And neither of them were worth watching. I think both of them got switched broadcasts in the third quarter. That's how bad it was. But tonight, I do think that Cordell Patterson is questionable. And if he doesn't end up playing, because I feel like with the Patriots, they kind of take whatever you do best out of the game. So Patterson and Pitts are their two main guys this year. But if Patterson's out, I mean, Pitts might not even get 50 yards because they're just going to lock up Pitts all night. And I mean, I know Belichick is a great coach, and I always make the joke that Belichick won the rings, not Brady and whatever. But the truth is, Mac Jones might be the greatest quarterback of all time. I witnessed it last week, and it was a treat to watch. It brought a tear to my eyes, not because the Browns were losing by 77 points, but because Mac Jones is just that guy out of Alabama. And because he's that guy, Patriots win tonight. I think very convincingly, even though it's at the Falcons. I just don't see the Falcons even having a chance, especially if Patterson's out. If Patterson is out, Falcons might not even get the 10 points. It's possible. So now on to the Sunday games. We got the 5-5 Colts and the 6-3 Buffalo Bills. Now, Colts have been rolling with Jonathan Taylor. He's on my fantasy team. I'm very happy he's on my fantasy team. He's a beast. Not really sure what I can do. kind of hoping we're back. See, I don't know if with that happening, if in the later on, like in the video portion of this, if it will get rid of that. I'm not really sure. One guy said he fixed it, but I'm having an error. So maybe if you guys can hear me, now I got excellent connection. If you guys can hear me, maybe refresh. I'll type that in chat just in case. Refresh if it still isn't working. Okay. So if you guys can hear me now, I kind of forgot to state this in the first episode. I live out in the country in the middle of nowhere, so the internet is completely horrible. I'm just going to throw that out there. That's probably going to happen almost every single stream. I don't know if me sharing my screen is part of that whole problem, but hopefully it doesn't happen as much. I mean, my internet's so bad that I have two things up right now, and that could be part of the problem. I'm gonna switch my iPad to. Oh, can iPads not even go to data? Well, never mind. I'm not gonna do that. Scratch that. But we're just gonna keep going. If it keeps going down, I'm sorry. Hopefully the video portion will continue to go, and you guys can just watch that afterwards. I know I would prefer it to be live and stuff, but we're just gonna move on to the next game. Okay, we got Ravens and Bears. This one's actually pretty interesting. You got the Ravens that had that embarrassing loss on Thursday Night Football against the Dolphins, which I do a predictor thing on Fox, and I was heavy on the Ravens. Like everything, I was for the Ravens, and then the Dolphins just had a great plan. I think I saw that they, like the Madden play mid blitz. That's like all they did, and I mean, I guess the Ravens receivers proved that they were not good enough to get open. They stopped the run somehow, so that was pretty interesting. Oh, and I forgot I was going to write down all of my. Gosh, I'm forgetting things again. So week 11, I said Patriots and Bills, just so I can keep track of the record. But yeah, Ravens run heavy. They just got rid of Le'Veon Bell. Don't really know why. The Bears, though, I feel like they have a really good run defense. The Browns played them, and that was in the short time frame where the Browns kind of had everyone healthy. Now I'm going to reference the Browns a lot because I watch every one of their games, but that defensive line ate up the Browns running game. I mean, for the beginning. After a while, they started rolling. But this is an interesting game. I feel like it's kind of like you got to rely on Lamar being able to beat him with the pass. Now, the thing is, Ravens, on the flip side of things, Ravens defensive line, I mean, Justin Fields might have a long day. And that's kind of the main reason I'm going to go with the Ravens here, because I don't think the Bears offense really has a chance, but I don't think the Ravens are going to score that much. I don't think it's going to be that big of a win, but I just don't think the Bears offense will be able to withstand that defense. And on to the next one. And this is probably the biggest game of the year. Okay. We got the 0-8-1. Imagine tying in the NFL against the 5-5 Browns. Obviously, I'm a Browns fan, so I will try to keep my bias out of everything. But The fact is, if the Browns lose this game, it's rebuild time. The season's over. Lions had that, Lions had, have one of the best coaches in the NFL and MCDC. But, I mean, I'm afraid. Lions got momentum now. I'm scared for this game as a Browns fan. I'm scared. I shouldn't be scared, but I am scared. Browns still have Chubb on the COVID list. Not sure if he's going to play. Hunt's still going to be out. Conklin is still going to be out. I think our nickel corner, I'm part of the team. Our nickel corner might still be out. So I still have the Browns winning. Okay. I just want to make that clear. But I feel like this game is more nerve-wracking if we got someone in the chat saying my money is on the Lions. Don't sleep on the Lions. I'm sleeping on them, and I'm hoping they're little kitty cats, not Lions. I'm going with the Browns. I don't know. This is the thing that Baker does. He plays great one week. After Odell, that was like one of the best moments of my life, and it would have felt so good if they could have beat the Patriots, but he just shit the bed. But that's what he does. He shits the bed one week, and then the next week he comes back and he looks like he's playing at Oklahoma again. So I'm hoping that happens. I hope we blow him out. I'm just scared for this game. Okay, and next, this game. I'm just gonna be honest. This game's probably not gonna be close. Texans are struggling. The only reason that it might be close is if Tyrod comes back. Actually, he might have came back last week. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on this portion. But you look at the records: 1-8 and 8-2. And it's at Tennessee. Titans, I think, are just going to blow them out. I don't think that deserves much discussion, even though I'm pretty certain Julio Jones is out, but he I don't think he's going to make much. I feel like I haven't watched many Titans games, but I think he made a mistake going to the Titans, in my opinion, because they're run heavy. I don't know. That's what Odell did. He went to a run heavy team and he whines about not getting the ball. Whatever. Titans win big. Next. Okay. We got the Packers versus the Vikings. Pretty certain that's the same division. I'm by default now living in the town that I live in with Royce Newman, homeboy, going to the Packers. Everyone's kind of like slightly or silently rooting for him. Some of them are going big, some of them are slight. There's some fans that are rivals of the Packers, so they're not going to like them. Understandable. But, I don't know. I don't really think it matters if Cook is playing. I know he's been struggling with some injuries. Obviously the Packers offense is going to be good. Or consistent, I should say. Ever since that week 1, and then they had that game where Jordan Love had to come in and play. But I don't see the Vikings being able to win this game, even though it's at the Vikings. It'll probably be close. I would assume that they're going to try to get Dalvin big in the game. I think their fullback's last name is Ham, which I'm so jealous of. But yeah, I think the main factor is the Green Bay best right guard in the league, and he's going to lead them to victory in this game. So Packers, but I do think it's going to be close. Maybe. I don't really know how good the Vikings defense is because when the Browns played them, Anthony Barr was out, and I know he is a demon. But I think Packers still win. All right. We got this beauty of a game here. We got the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. Now I did try to look for the Miami Dolphins logo where it was that offensive lineman. That guy is electric. I don't even know his name, but he's a top 5 player for me right now. You know, I was watching that game. I was kind of half-assed watching it. I was on my phone. I look up and I just see a beautiful 300-pound man cutting in between defenders and stuff, and it was awesome. Then the dive, they should have just let it count, but whatever. Now, I'm just going to get straight to the point because I don't know much about these teams, obviously, because they're 3-7 and 2-7. I'm going to pick the Dolphins, and there's one reason why I'm picking the Dolphins. I'm just going to write it down now. The one reason I'm picking the Dolphins over the New York Jets is because the New York Jets are not starting the greatest quarterback of all time behind Mac Jones, which is Mike White. They're going with Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco is like 52. Like, legit. I could probably be better than Joe Flacco right now. Wait. I got someone that in my chat that says no way you made this graphic. Fun fact, I actually did. And the only reason I know how to do it is because I took formatting with Mr. Witty my sophomore year, or computer concepts, one of the two. And it's on Google Slides. Yeah, I got real intense with this one. But yeah, back to the games. After I got criticized for my technological abilities, I'm great with technology. But yeah, Dolphins win because Mike White isn't playing. Let's go Dolphins. Now, this game's tough. You got the Saints and the Eagles. Eagles coming off a big win against Broncos. It's at home. Saints, they have a bye week? I think they might have had a bye week last week. So that's obviously good for them. I don't really know. I know Jalen Hurts was playing pretty good last week. I think Devontae Smith might have had 2 touchdowns, maybe. And from what I've seen on like Instagram and stuff, Darius Slay is playing really well this year. So I know Saints have Kamara. He's been playing great. Ingram, since he's got again, he's been playing great. I just don't know if I can trust Trevor Siemian to go into. Is it the City of Brotherly Love? I think that's what Philadelphia is called. I just don't think I can trust him. You know, they're used to playing in warmer weather. I assume that it's going to be cold in Philadelphia. I got to go with, I guess, technically the upset. I don't know how many of those I've gone with, but I got to go Eagles. We're flying Eagles fly. I got to. And before I move on, Eagles logo is one of my favorites in the NFL. That might be a bad take, but it just gives me throwbacks to like back in the Madden days when you'd want to play with like Donovan McNabb. Oh, I don't know why I like playing with Donovan McNabb a lot, but that Eagles logo is crispy. Next. All right. Big game here. We got the Ron Rivera versus Cam Newton game. Washington football team off a huge win against Tampa Bay, which was very surprising. And then we got the Carolina Panthers, who, I mean, I got to root for them. you got Cam coming back. Yeah, Christian McCaffrey back now from his injury that took so long. I remember back in the day, the Rams left our St. Louis, and I had to choose a team. And oh god, we got no data again. We're just gonna keep going. But I remember I had to choose a new team. I don't know why I had to choose a new team. I really wasn't that big of an NFL fan back then. But my thought process was there's a lot of people going to bandwagon with like the Panthers and Broncos were really good then. So it's kind of like a throwback to those days, you know. Cam Newton's back. Christian McCaffrey is now top 3 running back, in my opinion, in the NFL. And we got to realize that the Panthers are, in my opinion, they're back because their defense is good. I think they have a good chance in the playoffs. I think they continue their playoff run here, and they're beating the Washington football team. McCaffrey might get like 200 yards this game. And also because this thing keeps saying error. If you ever get an error and maybe the stream's just not working very well, just keep clicking refresh. That might help. I know that sometimes helps. Again, sorry about my internet. Can't really fix it because I don't have enough money to buy new internet. So, whatever. Next. Okay. 49ers and the Jaguars. Duval. I don't have faith in the Jaguars. I only won 2 games. But 49ers coming off that huge win against the Rams. I mean, might be a top 3 wide receiver. Might be, especially after that game just took over. I don't think Trevor Lawrence will be able to do much against defense. I'm just going 49ers up. Too strong. Oh, Jesus. Of those who know what my 4s look like, that might have been one of my worst 4s in my entire life. Jesus. Oh. Even, it's bad when I think it's bad. Okay. Next. Bengals and Raiders. Very interesting game. Both 5-4 teams. I think Bengals had bye week last week, so their last game was a whooping from the Browns. Raiders lost to the Chiefs on Sunday night, I think. Yeah. I don't think you can really. I don't know. I'm not going to say that because that's coming up. But this game is tough. I mean, we're going to see. I do think Joe Burrow kind of has that mentality of like, I'm pissed off now that we got beat and I had to wait a week to play. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch, to be completely honest. Derek Carr's not playing like he was at the beginning of the year. There's obviously been a lot of stuff happening with the Raiders that I don't really want to get into because you guys know. But, I mean, it's at Las Vegas. Bengals defense is good. I'm going. Now, this is where, I'm trying to keep my bias out of it because obviously, as a Browns fan, I want the Bengals to lose. But I do think the Raiders are going to win this game. I think Joe Burrow is going to have that mentality of, I'm pissed and I want to win so bad and I had to wait a week. But I just don't know if the rest of the team has that. So I'm going Raiders. That might be a stupid decision by me, but hey, what you can do. All right. Got the Cowgirls and the Chiefs. Now, it's going to be a good game. Okay? Great game, in fact. Yeah, you're right, Colin. You're right. You're right. 2 touchy subjects, but I'm not getting into it. Great game. Chiefs, don't like you, but you're back. It pains me to say it, but you are back. Defense may be back. Offense is back. You know who came back last week? Dak. Bars. Yeah. I mean, this is going to be a great game. I think it's going to, it's going to be high scoring. I just think both defenses aren't good enough to stop their opposing offenses. So it's going to come down to who's going to score the most. And it might come down, to the kicker. Heaven forbid me talk into a kicking situation. And to my knowledge, Harrison Butker is a lot better than the 47-year-old kicker Greg the Leg Zerline. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs. And it pains me to say that. But I think it would pain me even more. I don't even know how to spell Chiefs. I don't know which one it is. I'm just going to keep it like that. And if it's wrong, I'm going to live in my own shame. But this game sucks because I don't like either of the teams, but I have to pick one of them. So I got to go Chiefs. And it hurts me to say that. Now, I got some friends that are Seahawks fans. I informed one of those friends at the beginning of the year that the Seahawks would not make the playoffs. And like a good Seahawks, he defended them. And now you look below their logo. They are 3-6. I tried to warn you. That Matthew Stafford is that guy. Now, as of the last 2 weeks, that statement is not true. We're going to see if he can bounce back. But then you got the Cardinals. Very, very good team when they have Kyler Murray. Now, this is the bad part for me predicting these games because I do not know if Kyler will play. I also don't know if D-Hop is going to play. So this is where I am stuck in a bad situation. Okay? I think both teams took bad losses last week. Now, Seahawks really wasn't that bad. It was only 3 possessions, but when you don't score, that's really bad. But I think Russell is going to rally the troops now that he doesn't have to do 2-minute drills by himself before games. And I think they're gonna actually, another upset alert, I think Seahawks actually win this game. I know that comes to a shock to a lot of you that my whole life goal has been making you mad by talking shit about the Seahawks. But hey, I see an upset when I see an upset. So if you Seahawks are the reason that I have to do some stupid forfeit that you guys say, I'm going to do best. But I think this week, I'm kind of taking a gamble whether or not Kyler's going to play. I still think if he plays, I'm pretty certain it's an ankle injury, and that could be really bad for him. Because obviously, he runs around really fast. Well, that's why you guys don't listen to me when I predict these games. But if he doesn't play, I think they're wiping the floor with the Cardinals. If he does play, I still think Seahawks will get out. Okay. Steelers and Chargers. This can be a good game. Potentially. Okay, I said this is going to be a good game, and I completely forgot about the COVID situation going on with the Steelers. You got Minka, who has COVID. You got Big Ben, who has COVID. I think Claypool might still be out. Potentially. Obviously, Juju's out. Everyone kind of knows that. But, I mean, even if Ben doesn't play, yikes. That's saying a lot about your backup situation. Actually, I shouldn't do any QB slander because my freaking quarterback almost threw 4 picks last week. They just kept dropping them. But, I mean, obviously, is a lot worse than Big Ben. And I love making myself laugh. But obviously, they come off that tie, which is just hysterical that you can tie in the NFL. Like, because it's not like those NFL players have anything else to do on that Sunday. You know, they have to get home to, I don't know, do their homework before Monday. I don't know. That's just stupid. NFL, if you watch this, quit having ties. Okay? Take advice from college and just keep going. We got someone in the chat saying, talk about the Patriots defense. Oh, because I made that comment. Yeah. Hey, they played good. But back to this game. You got it at SoFi Stadium. Now, this might be a game where Chargers fans are going to outnumber the Steelers fans because it's a long way away. There's some geography for you guys. You know, one of them's on the right side, one of them's on the left side. Write that down, kids. But, yeah, with the COVID situations and Chargers with Herbert, I think Herbert's going to eat Steelers defense alive. I got Chargers. Potentially in a blowout. And I could rant about the Chargers-Browns game that got fixed by the refs because there was a horrible pass interference at the end of the game. That should have been on the offense, but it was on the defense. But we don't have time for that, right? No time for that. Next. All right. Monday night. Tampa Bay playing against the New York Giants. I think it's called a reciprocal records. A little smart by me. Smart moment. But yeah, I think this is kind of a somewhat. Now, this might make me look really bad. I think this might be an easy game to choose because, yeah, the Giants. But I forgot Saquon's coming back. But then, as I was saying that, I forgot that no one can run against the. If you're smart and you're listening, which I know that all the NFL guys are going to listen to this, don't come back this week. Because if you come back and get like 3 yards, it'll make you look pretty bad. So just do yourself a favor. Sit this week out. Let probably pissed off Tom just go off because he's got done throwing like 2 picks maybe against the Washington football team. So yeah, we're just gonna say Bucks. It's easy. It's an easy game. Probably a blowout. Don't understand why the freaking New York Giants are getting. I think this is their second Monday night game. Why are the New York freaking Giants getting Monday night games? I understand it's against Tom, but like anybody else, freaking Cowboys Chiefs aren't getting a primetime game this week? Are you kidding me? Even better yet, Lions and Browns aren't getting a primetime game? That's just ridiculous. And now I'm getting scared again because there's a freaking error. Because my internet is horrible. But you know what? We're just going to go with it. Hopefully you guys can still hear. At least later on in the video. But that's it. It's the first ever episode of me predicting the games for the week. Once again, if you guys missed it, I guess I could just say I strongly advise you watching at least the first. I hope you watch the whole episode, but I strongly advise you to watch at least the first 5 minutes. Because we went over the forfeit thing, and, Instagram, just comment on the Instagram, and hopefully, I know a lot of situations like this where it's a small YouTube page and they ask someone to ask their fans to participate. I know it usually doesn't happen. I'm aware of this stuff. I'm not a horse with blinders on. Don't really know if that made sense, but I think it would just be a really fun thing. Like, obviously, in the chat, I got to interact. It was a lot easier. I feel like this one went a lot better than the first one, because the first one was just me talking for the most part. We had one person in chat, which I'm very grateful for. If you guys are watching this afterwards and you have a chance, or I do a live stream and you're doing nothing else, pop in, type in the chat. Guess what? It's free to type in the chat, and I will read every single one of them. And what else is free is liking the video and subscribing to the YouTube, and also ringing that bell. Okay? I hope you guys enjoyed this installment of the Joemo Show. I will most likely not see you again until Tuesday, most likely. And kind of Tuesday, Thursdays will be my main days of stream. I kind of decided that today and yesterday. So, yeah, Tuesday, Thursday, there might be a occasional weekend stream. Just stay aware of that. You can look at in the description for all my socials. And hope you guys enjoyed. Go watch some football tonight. Have a good weekend. And I'll see you guys.